Section 11, case in which specific performance of a contract connected with trust enforceable. ट्रस्ट इन्फोर्सेबल, ट्रस्ट इन्फोर्सेबल हो गया, ट्रस्ट इन्फोर्सेबल, ट्रस्ट इन्फोर्सेबल हो गया, ट्रस्ट इन्फोर्सेबल, ट्रस्ट इन्फोर्सेबल क्या हो गया, ट्रस्ट इन्फोर्सेबल लिमिटेशन। सेक्शन 12, स्पेसिफिक परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ ए पार्ट ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट except as otherwise herein after provided in this section, the court direct shall not direct the specific performance of a part of a contract, specific performance of the part of a contract, specific performance of a part of a contract हो गया, specific performance of a part of a contract, specific performance of a part of a contract, specific performance of a part of a specific performance of a part of a contract। section 12, section 12, specific performance of a contract, specific performance of a contract, specific performance of a contract हो गया, specific performance act 1877 now repealed, now repealed, now repealed हो गया, now repealed, now repeal हो गया, now repeal। right of the purchaser or lessee where seller or lessor title imperfect। section 13, section 13, section 13, right of purchaser or lessee against person with no title or imperfect title, imperfect title हो गया, imperfect title। section 13, right of purchaser or lessee against person with no title or impact title, हो गया, impact title। section 13, right of purchaser or lessee against person with no title or imperfect title, one where a person contract to sell or let certain immovable property having no title over only in imperfect title, the purchaser or lessee subject to the other provision of this chapter as an flowing right, namely as in 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 a flowing right, namely as in amendment of a plaint for re-existment, releasement of performance of a remaining part, purchaser of share in unparted property, हो गया, unparted property, specific performance of a part of a contract, specific performance of a part of a contract, specific performance of a part of a contract। section 14, contract not specially enforceable, section 14, contract not specially enforceable, the following contract cannot be specially enforced, namely a contract for the non performance of which compensation in money is in equate relief। section B 14, section B, section 14 under clause B, contract which run into such mint or numerous detail over which is so dependent on the person qualification or voidation of the party or otherwise from its nature is such that the court cannot enforce specific performance of it material term। C, contract which is in its nature determinable. D, contract of the performance of which involve the performance of a continuous duty which the court cannot supervise. Cannot supervise हो गया, cannot supervise contract which cannot be specially enforced. Cannot be specially enforced where compensation is adequate हो गया, where compensation is adequate. Section 14 clause 1 court will not order specific performance of a contract where the abrogated party can be adequately compensated in term of money in ordinary contract to lend or borrow money where with or without security is an example of a contract which cannot be specially enforced to contract involving person skill हो गया, involving person skill but specific performance of a contract to build can be degreed if the work is precisely defined. Clause of uncertain nature. 3 contract of the determinable nature हो गया, determinable nature हो गया, 4 contract requiring constant supervision. Contract construction contract. Section 14 clause 3 clause C हो गया, 3 clause C arbitration section 14 provide in subsection 2 that except as provided by the arbitration act 1940, arbitration act 1940, now arbitration and conciliation act 1996 a contract is referred in present or future disputes to the arbitration shall not be specially enforced in arbitration agreement operate as a bar to the filing of a suit. Lack of the free consent and situation of no contract. Family settlement in agreement for transfer of property which also found to be a part of the settlement was held to be not referred over of a consideration. The settlement is a consideration in itself हो गया, in itself. 15 section 15 who may obtain specific performance except as otherwise provided by this chapter. The specific performance of a contract may be obtained by a any party through to any party thereto, b representative interest over the principle of any party thereto provided that where the learning skill solvency or any personal quality of such party is in a material ingredient in the contract or where the contract provide that this interest shall not be assigning this representative in interest or this principal shall not be entitled to specific performance of a contract. Section 15 person for or against whom contract may be specially enforced हो गया, section 15 assignee from legal here ASSIGNE assignee from legal here The expression representative in interest representative in interest include the assigning of a right to purchase the property, and therefore he would have the title to claim specific performance. Title to claim specific performance. The deed of a assignment of a degree, DECREE, DECREE degree for specific performance does not create any right, title, or interest in immovable property in favor of the assigning. Hence, such a deed does not require any compulsory registration. Does not compulsory registration. Lease or sale for favor of company before incorporation. Incorporation, where a lease was granted in favor of a company before in it incorporation, and promote of the company promote of the company promote of the company. Okay? All buyer over contracts must join. 16 section 16 personal bar to relief. Personal bar to relief. Specific performance of a contract cannot be enforced in favor of a person. In force of a person. 16 under clause A, who would not be who would not be entitled to recover compensation for it breach. Compensation for it breach. B, who has become inapplicable of performing or violate violate any initial term of the contract that on this part remain to be performed or act in fraud of the contract or willful act at variation with and in subversion of or the relation intended to be established by the contract. Person not entitled to relief of specific performance. Relief of performance हो गया. Relief of specific performance. Relief of specific ready and willing explanation to make it necessary for a party claiming specific performance to where prove that he has been all the time ready and willing to perform this part of the contract. This part of the contract. Okay, this specific relief act 1963. So in a suit for specific performance of a contract for sale of the land. Sale of the land हो गया. Sale of the land in a suit for specific performance of a contract for sale of land, the readiness and willingness of a plaintiff to perform this part of contract. This part of the contract is to be ascertained from this conduct and attending circumstance where the plaintiff neither had sufficient fund to pay the consideration amount nor was he acting promotely within the stipulating time, where time was the initius of the contract. Okay, contract हो गया. amendment of pellant amendment of pellant